It's Spina Bifida Awareness Month, and welcome back to hashtag Spina Bifida for a limited time only. I asked y'all at the end of September to ask me some questions about Spina Bifida you would have for Spina Bifida Awareness Month so I could resurrect temporarily hashtag Spina Bifida. I know y'all have missed the series. To be honest, as I said before, I want my disability education to not just be about spina bifida, to be about disability as a whole. And to be honest, all of the algorithms really love short form content. And as I said, around 2020, I was constantly getting harassed for hashtag spina bifida. It was taking a big toll on me. But I do miss talking about spina bifida, and so I figured we would have a dedicated video for this Spina Bifida Awareness Month. So hi, if you are new to my channel, my name is Andrea. I was born with spina bifida lipomyelomeningocele. While spina bifida is often natural and part of nature's diversity, the way I got my spina bifida was because of Agent Orange. My dad was forced into the Vietnam War. He got infected with Agent Orange, and the year I was born, it was proven that Agent Orange can cause spina bifida, and that is how my spina bifida was caused. Some extra background is I've had around 13 back surgeries. The first one was a month after I was born. My last one was around 10 years old. My spine is currently tethered, but I don't at this present moment need another back surgery. I do have Chiari malformation that is connected to my spina bifida. I have nerve damage throughout my body, primarily in both of my feet that are slightly paralyzed. I have a tube in my stomach that goes from my spine to my stomach. It keeps the spinal fluid in my back level, and the whole shebang with spina bifida too. I'm allergic to latex. I think I forgot to mention I've had one brain surgery. I am a cane user and I am an ambulatory wheelchair user. But depending on the days and what I'm doing, I do walk independently. And I do wear compression socks on my feet and ankles. They help keep my bones together to aid with my walking. So that's like a quick recap of who I am. If you have any questions about spina bifida and how it affects me, leave them in the comments below. I will probably make more videos that are a little bit more dedicated of what people want to see when we're talking about spina bifida. But I did have a few questions from all of you, and I wanted to jump into that. So the first question is, what tools have been the most helpful for spina bifida? For me, the most helpful tools with spina bifida has been items that I think you wouldn't necessarily associate with being for disabled people. It's one of those like happy accidents. For me, because I have a shunt in my stomach, the shunt likes to touch a lot of my organs, and oftentimes if there's no like compression on my stomach, then it tends to hurt a lot more. So wearing things such as like pantyhose and stockings that do have compression around your waist, most people know them as like fajas, those end up doing so well for being like a secret brace for my stomach. The other tools are, you know, the usual suspects, my cane, my power chair, that help me get around because there are days with my spina bifida where my legs do not want to cooperate with me because of the nerve damage in my feet. Sometimes the signals from my brain don't reach my feet and it causes a lot of tripping. So my mobility aids really help with that. But I think the biggest tool are friendships. A lot of my friends help me with taking me to my medical appointments. They help me when it comes to grocery shopping. They even help me with things in my apartment that I need to do, but I can't do them because my spina bifida limits me. And I think friendships that try to understand my disability and will help me and go off of what I ask is the biggest tool for my spina bifida. The next question is, what are some of your symptoms from it? How long did it take you to get diagnosed? I was diagnosed from the moment I was born. My mom had a cesarean with me, and I like to joke that I was airlifted out of her. The doctors didn't know I had spina bifida when I was inside my mom because of the type that I have. I have lipomyelomeningocele, and for my type, my back isn't open, whereas some babies with myelomeningocele, their backs are open and exposed. You usually can catch that in the womb and then obviously see it when the baby is born. But when I was born, my back was closed and I had a little fatty tissue deposit at the base of my back. And one doctor, from what I was told, had an inkling that I possibly had spina bifida and had called one of the specialists in Orlando, Florida. He was a pediatric specialist for spina bifida. He came in, and I think I was diagnosed with spina bifida lipomyelomeningocele within a few hours of being born. So I was diagnosed immediately. And for me, I have spina bifida symptoms of my spine is being tethered consistently, which affects my growing and my developing, which is why most of my surgeries happened as a child. I still deal with issues from that tethering where my spine and my back is very rigid. I have a tube inside of me that keeps the spinal fluid in my back level. That was a result of being attacked as a child by another kid in my class. I have nerve damage throughout my whole body as a result from one of my surgeries. Spina bifida is one of those disabilities that can cause other things, and other disabilities can happen related to spina bifida itself. I have Chiari malformation that's related to my spina bifida. It's also related to my Agent Orange. And that's one of the tricky parts of my specific type of spina bifida and how I got it. Some of my symptoms are caused from Agent Orange. They kind of blend together for me. I'm also allergic to latex, and like a lot of people with spina bifida, I'm developing allergies to certain kinds of antibiotics. And now, being in my 30s, with that added aging, every day feels like a new surprise of something that happens with my spina bifida. And our final question that I got is, what does having spina bifida mean to you? Spina bifida to me is very political. In general, disability and disability justice is inherently political, because a lot of the things that we deal with as a collective of disabled people is because of ableism, is because of the systems in place. A lot of people in the spina bifida community as well are not white. And so then medical racism plays a part in how we are treated with spina bifida. And so spina bifida and disability to me is something very inherently political in terms of disability justice. On top of that, being a Boricua and having to deal with the issues that the US causes onto my country and what it has done to my dad, and then causing him to get infected with a chemical from a war that we should have never been a part of, and how I got my spina bifida. Spina bifida to me means dismantling all these systems of oppression so that we can have equity, we can have disability justice. And it will always connect to everything that is happening within our world. Spina bifida to me means a free Palestine. Spina bifida to me means no one is illegal. Spina bifida to me means fighting against fascism. Spina bifida to me means improving our air quality, protecting against an ongoing pandemic, which means wearing a mask, caring about COVID, protecting each other. Spina bifida to me means not only do I have a disability, yes, that affects me in my daily lives. Yes, there are barriers that I come across because I'm disabled. And yes, there are aspects about being disabled and having spina bifida that I don't like. But there are things that I love about having spina bifida, of finding community, finding like-minded people who want to see justice, who are fighting for justice, fighting for accessible ways for us to be able to live. Spina bifida encompasses all the things I know to be true about life. And if it isn't clear by now, I am completely anti-military because of my history of what the US military has done to the countries that my families are from and has done to me and my dad. I'm a COVID realist. I practice COVID precautions as part of community care, which spina bifida taught me what it means to have community care in its purest form. Spina bifida to me means community. It means disability justice. And I can never separate me being disabled from politics. And I think it's a disservice if someone does. So that's all I have for you for this one video for Spina Bifida Awareness Month. If you have any questions about spina bifida in general or about my specific spina bifida, let me know in the comments below. I would love to make more videos about that. As always, the future of my channel will always talk about disability and spina bifida because it affects everything I do, but I hope you enjoy my other videos of vlogs and me just existing as a disabled person, doing the things that I love and just creating. Because as much as I love educating, I love being creative, I love cooking, I love showing you my daily life, and so I hope you enjoy that too. And until next time, bye!